Yeah, hello and welcome to the first round of the F1 Esports Series PC League Championship. And as you can see, we are driving around China today for the first of 3 rounds. The first 3 guys after the 3 rounds in the championship are, allowed to go to the semi-finals of the F1 Esports Series in London on 10th and 11th of October, so quite something to drive for today. As you can see, we are on our out lap for the qualification lap. The Renault also is on his out lap, and I think the car behind me now is on a quick lap, so we should let him past. So as I said, quite something to drive for. It's a 50% race, short qualifying, strict corner cutting rules, no formation lap and no safety car. That are the basics of the rules, I have to say. And just former drivers of AOR or members of Team Redline or members of 2 other racing leagues are allowed to drive in this series, in this PC League Championship. So our first time in quali was a 32.7, which wasn't quite optimal, it was just a banker lap. And don't pay attention to the HUD on the top left corner because it's quite buggy in short qualifying. Just watch the results after the qualifying. And now we are aiming for our last qualification lap, 20 seconds to go in the session. Now going to the first corner. I really had a good setup to turn in smoothly into the first corner, so I was quite quick in the first sector, hitting the apex in turn 1, but locking up a little bit into turn 2, which wasn't quite optimal, compromised our exit onto this short straight. Now into the hairpin, 0.03 of a second down as Graham puts a 32.0, which puts him into pole position, 7/10 quicker than my lap. Also a bit scruffy the exit out of that corner. Now into the S section. We try and get a late apex, which we do quite nice. Go down to 6th and 5th gear for this corner, down to 4th, and now this was a little bit too conservative into this double left-hander. Also quite a oversteery car on the exit and losing some time there again, which I gained into the S's. Now down just a couple of thousandths compared to my first lap, so really not what I hoped for in this lap. Now just 2 corners to go, the hairpin and the left-hander. And in previous practice sessions I was able to drive 32.3s and 32.4s, so that was what I aimed for. Now into the hairpin just in front of the curb, braking down to 2nd gear again, a little bit of a slide, but gaining some time. The hairpin in the lap before was really scruffy. And now into the last corner, which I have to say that was quite a big cut, which also gained me over 10th. So 32.5 in the end, which puts us up into P8. You can see a really competitive field. Graham in P1, Jem in P2. Wycombs, you may know him, he's in P6, 10th of a second in front of me, so a really competitive and close field. And now jumping into the race. For the strategy, we are trying to do a 1-stop in this race, which is quite easy, I have to say. Some guys will try a 2-stop, but I think the 1-stop is definitely the quickest strategy, because in the 2-stop you have to overtake too many cars, which will lose you too much time. And now we are jumping straight into it, as I told you, no formation lap, just straight into the race. So the lights are going on, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, and what the fuck just happened there? Oh no. Yeah, we did jump the start, as you can see. I didn't even slip from my button. I guess I didn't push it hard enough. Now into the first corner, as you can see, we are getting a little bit of a touch from RBK. So P6 at the moment, but really this, as you can see, we have a drive-through penalty for the jump start, of course. What a shame. Really, what a shame. So our race is basically already done. P6, you can see Wycombs right behind me. I still can't believe it. I didn't even slip from the button. I think I didn't even push it hard enough. That's the reason why I did jump the start. Now with this competitive field, our hope for points is basically gone already. You can just hope for us. Yeah, there is no safety car in this race, so yeah, it's basically done already. We can just hope that everyone does a two-stop and battles really hard on the track with each other. But yeah, basically there will be no possibility for us to get into a good point scoring position. As you can see, drive through penalty, serve penalty within the next 3 laps. So getting under attack from Wycombe Snow, but I really don't want to destroy these guys' races, so I'm driving to the pits right now. As you can see, quite easily can really easily mess up this entry in China, so that was quite okay. And now we are just doing damage limitation, really trying to get, yeah, from now on do the best job possible. P18, of course, you can see all the cars are already approaching turn 2 or even turn 4. And yeah, our advantage right now is that we have clean air, and you can see there are quite some groups on the track already. The first 4 cars, and after that the next group. So quite a reasonable gap to the car in front. Not what I hoped for at all. And you can see it right now on the top. It are 11.6 seconds. Yeah. Now jumping into lap 6, Jem pulling out behind us, so he was the car leading after turn 1, the second Haas, and yeah, he came out behind us, which means we have quite some decent pace in the race. Of course, he had to stop. We just drove through the pits, so yeah, probably he's about 3 or 4 tenths quicker in race pace. But yeah, he's on a 2-stop, so we both have 1 stop to go, so it's pretty much all evened out, but he's already on our inside and now overtaking us into the yeah, left to right section. And yeah, of course he has now fresh tires compared to my already used super softs, and now yeah, doing our first big mistake in this race. A little bit of oversteer. Now jumping into lap 9. And there's Graham in front of us, the pole sitter, so we had quite a good pace actually in the first stint. But now our tires are really dead. Yeah, just 2 laps to go to the next pit stop, and Oslo is behind me as well, so our pace was quite okay, I have to say. I should have been able to drive with a pack, that should be said, but yeah, really shameful. Oslo on the super soft, so he was also in the pits. He will definitely be on a 2-stop. Graham may even be on a 1-stop. He lap 8 and going onto the super soft, so for the wheel users it should be possible, as Oslo is really on our outside already. Also, I don't want to battle too much at the moment because yeah, I'm not racing with these guys for position. So Oslo is passed, and now we are trying to, yeah, again, drive as best as we can. Going to lap 10 now, which is our pit lap already. As you can see, really not much action for me. Just, yeah, driving against guys who already pitted and were on definitely better tires than mine. So, going into the pits now, you can see 69% tire wear, which is actually quite okay. So our tire wear was really good. Now going onto the medium tires, and as you can see, we are already in last place again. Yeah, pretty disgusted with my start still. So P18 again, and no stop to go for us. And now we are jumping again a couple of laps in front. We can see Wes T in front of us, the Toro Rosso right there on the right hand side. So we already made up some time on him. He's now also he also was now in the pits for his last stop of the race, so he will also be driving to the end, and he will maybe be the guy we can battle with on the track. 2.3 seconds, 15 laps to go, and now jumping 4 laps ahead, and we are already in the DRS zone of Westy, as you can see. So we made up quite some time, although the previous lap wasn't really good, just a 1:37.1. As you can see, we should be able to drive low 36s, and now we are right behind him, and yeah, the next attack for position should be planned as Marco came out behind us, so already one position gained. Wow, after 18 laps, not in last anymore. And now at the end of the lap we are trying to overtake him into the DRS zone, quite close to his back, and now trying to get some slipstream and DRS, even using rich mix. And yeah, getting closer and closer now, trying it into the hairpin, pulling up to the inside. But that was really not the breaking point I searched for, going wide, and he's back in front, so yeah, that failed. And one lap further we are already behind him again. Yeah, he really was, yeah, I would say half a second slower per lap than me. And he also had 2 laps fresher tires, so we really had quite decent pace, at least compared to him. And now pretty much the same move again. Now we are trying to do it a little bit better, pulling up to the inside, and now hitting our braking point. You can see letting him some space on the outside, but yeah, there really was no option for him. So up to P16, 2 places gained. I have to say we made up about 12 or 13 seconds to him in 18 laps, and now already jumping into the last lap. P15 right now, as John or Joe John or whatever, the guy in the Renault, pitted as well for his second stop, I think. And now P15 into the last lap. We can see Nick Mido in front of us, also gained quite some time in the last laps on him, which is quite nice to see. So our pace really was okay. We weren't quite consistent, so there were a couple of laps where we dropped yeah, quite some time, but we were able to drive low 36s throughout the whole of the stint, if the lap was quite okay. So P15, that will be probably our finishing position, as we are not close enough to Nick Mido to overtake him to the DRS zone, unless he runs out of fuel or anything else, which I don't really hope anyone has to suffer from. So our damage limitation wasn't really successful, I have to say. For that, the field was really too competitive. As you can see, just 1.8 seconds now, but there really isn't time anymore to get past him, as there are just 2 corners to go, and Wycombs wins this race, so he's leading the championship. Really, yeah, really happy for him, as he's, yeah, an old mate of me, and really happy for him to win this first race, as we are driving to the hairpin. And now into the last corner, as we can see a car slowing down. I think he's out of fuel. It's Reiko Gordon, or as you may know him from the Xbox League as Falcon, and AOR Fizzy also in the wall. So yeah, gained 2 positions in the last corner, which is, yeah, quite funny. As you can see in the results, Wycombs wins just 2/10 of a second in front of Graham. You really have to watch Wycombs' POV. It was a really intense race from his perspective. Cam in P3, Oslo in P4, Ram in P5. As you can see, my quickest lap actually was quite okay. Yeah, P13 for us. Fehler, the other German guy, in P10, and you may know Marco, P17, his first race without the racing line. And that's it for the first episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you the next time next week, driving around Bahrain. Bye bye.